What is up, Chocolatiers? Welcome back. This might be one of my first Star Wars reviews on the channel. A lot of that is simply because, just like gamers, I can't stand Star Wars fans. Now, I'm a Star Wars fan myself, but I consider myself, for the most part, kind of normal. No offense. But what I mean by that is that, you know, you'll see so many, I want to call them echo chambers, basically, that's what they are. You'll see these people that'll be like they'll be hating on a project, and this actually might not be Star Wars related. Like, you see it a lot nowadays, but you do see it a lot Star Wars related, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's just like woke, it's just bad," and you're like, "Why? We don't know anything about the plot or any of the details." Well, there's like a black in it. It's like, whoa! They're like, "I'm not racist, I promise." And they'll get mad, they'll get pissed off, and they just get angry. And then they love making 30,000 videos about it. And then as soon as the project comes out, they'll watch every episode and like bash it week to week. And I'm like, well, no shit, you didn't like it. Why would you? Or the movie comes out and they'll watch it and they'll be like, guys, they'll be like, I'm actually going to give you guys a pretty honest review, actually. I know I've batched this project, 6 months before we even got our first poster or even trailer, but they're like, this is our honest review. And then you got people in the comments, that's why I call it echo chamber. They're like, bro, you're like literally the only honest reviewer on this site. Oh, why would you think that? But anyway, so we're actually here to be positive, to talk about Maul, Shadow Lord. I absolutely love this show. That's the big reason why I wanted to go and cover it. Each week they drop 2 episodes on Disney Plus. Early as hell, too. Is it 9 a.m. or 2 a.m.? Something like that. It's very early. But anyways, this is basically the bullet down for you. Everybody's coming for Darth Maul, and Darth Maul is like, I hate everybody, I'm getting revenge. That's basically the plot of this. If you want a more complex plot, he's trying to, bring a young Jedi Padawan into like his miss, trying to like, ooh, I wanted to turn bad. Meanwhile, you also have this cop, or I don't really, what would you call him? But anyways, it doesn't matter. He's basically a cop, voiced by Wagner Moura, who does an excellent job, giving an excellent performance, man, as usual. And then, you got the Empire coming in midway through the season, sending Inquisitors, stuff like that, whatever, to shut down this threat. And so that's fully when the plot starts. But man, oh man, even before it really starts going, Sam Witwer is a talent to behold. This man, I feel like, should be a household name, and he's not. And it's sad. But if you're in my department where you like TV shows, movies, and comics, and video games, stuff like that, whatever, and books, then you know who this guy definitely is, for sure, especially from Days Gone. RIP to that. I really was excited for a second one. But he is just such a great voice actor. Even outside of the memes, like the Kenobi, all that stuff like that, whatever. He is so good in this show. Like, he gives many ranges. Like, for example, Darth Maul is very like a calm guy, which I think is funny because they very much understood that he's also kind of a loser too, which is funny because everybody loves Darth Maul. I don't know a single person that doesn't like him, but he's not really known for winning, right? Whether that being losing his legs, his brother, Sidious betraying him, stuff like that, whatever. He is just not always known of being like, man, I'm out here getting dubs, guys. But it's nice to see a show from his perspective. With that being said, I would say that my negatives are, ironically, Darth Maul. So you're probably already like, whoa, don't dislike. Like and subscribe. That's what you should be doing. What I mean by that is that Darth Maul is, like, he's not a negative, technically. It's just that it's weird because he's probably the weakest part of the show. And that's not saying nothing about Sam Witwer. Performance-wise, it's like, I feel like he's the strongest part of the show. But as far as Darth Maul as a character, I feel like even like Wagner Moura's character, like the stuff going on with him and his son, and like his relationship with like his I can't remember if he's an ex-wife or wife. It doesn't matter. A past ex, okay, a woman. As far as like her working for the Empire, like how he feels about that, and how like he doesn't want the Empire coming here because he knows what they do, blah blah whatever. I just feel like all that stuff is a lot deeper and a lot stronger than like what's going on with Darth Maul, where he's just like, hello. And like, as much as I love Darth Maul, but I feel like that's kind of also the point, which is why I don't want to take points off for that. I just wanted to point out that you're going to get stronger characters than him. I think the point is to surround him, just like they do or did in Clone Wars and like other stuff like that. They surround him with characters that are stronger, because he's a strong character, but not like, he's not the deepest, in-depth, character like that, which most Star Wars characters really aren't, if we're being honest. But this is such a fun show. The action's off the chain. The music is always good in Star Wars. Let's just go and be honest. I ain't never heard a bad soundtrack in Star Wars. But even like that, the animation's so good. This is more kind of like a mix between, Rebels and Clone Wars, where it looks more like Clone Wars, but, a little bit better. You can tell there's a little bit more of a budget in there, especially like with the way the lightsabers, all that swing and look and stuff like that. You also get some jangly key moments. I call it that because I'm sure people are pissed off about it. I loved it, where you get Inquisitors and stuff like that showing up, and I really liked how, we're getting more of them necessarily, because, for example, I know in Tales of the Jedi, which I'm behind on some of my stuff, I got to watch Tales of the Underworld, I think that's what it's called, the one with Ventress in it. But I know, like, for example, there's a Inquisitor that Ahsoka kills at the beginning of Tales of the Jedi. And there's also Marok, the other Inquisitor, who gets killed once again by Ahsoka in her own show, in Ahsoka Season 1. And so it's just nice to see them kind of come back, because this takes place before that. So we get some more scenes with them, especially that first guy. I can't think of his name. He's got that really cool mask that looks like, like a little skull of like a bird or something like that. That guy's really solid. He's cool. And so it kind of sucked that when he first showed up, and you're like, damn, this dude's badass. And she's like, and he's like, oh God, he's dead. I was like, damn, like that. So it's cool that we're getting more of that. And what I really, really, like I said, love about the show is that every other character. I think that the Padawan that we follow, I think that Wagner Morris character, I think the stuff like with his son, I think is very, very strong. I actually want to point out that my boy, I'm pretty sure it's the Allstate man, voices the Padawan's Jedi Master. Good God, what a voice actor that man is. He's just got that presence. Every time he showed up, I said, Allstate. I was waiting for him to say it. He didn't say it. Damn it, he didn't. But I was waiting. I said, that's that guy. He's such a talent, man. He's so good in this show. He plays a Jedi Master that's really a badass, and he's really cool. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't cover, like I said, a lot of Star Wars stuff like I want to. I would love to be on here and be like, man, this is really cool, this is really cool. But I already know what the comments are going to be filled like. And I'm assuming they might be positive on this one, because it seems like people like this one a little bit more. Fuck, you don't even know nowadays. Somebody will tell them that it's bad, and they're like, okay, oh, yes, sir. And make up your own opinions, please. God. But yeah, this is a fun show. You got lots of talent, like I said, especially from Sam Witwer. That man should be a household name. And so with that, like, subscribe. That is free. But if you want to go above and beyond, help a brother out, I want to also thank my Patreon producers because they help out the channel a lot. And if you want to become one, links down in the description below. You can also hit the YouTube join button. You'll get the same amount of content. You'll get movie vlogs, out-of-theater reactions, and game reviews, stuff like that, whatever. And for example, you might get Star Wars stuff where I don't want to talk about it here because of how, let's just be honest, how society is. But yeah, I really love this. I guess I will be talking another Star Wars thing later on this month. Mandalorian Grogu would definitely get a review. I'm very excited for that film. I know nobody cares, but I guess I do. I'm excited. I love The Mandalorian. Season 3 was weaker. I don't think it's a 0 like I saw people acting like it was, but I'm like 2 10 out of 10 seasons and then 1 7 out of 10 seasons not going to make me automatically hate Mandalorian. So I'm excited, and I will be there for that. So like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.